There's some juice in the building. A lot of fans from both sides. Our officials, Wasey Lim, Aaron Dickerson, Kendall Holdebury. These officials, not only Division II referees, but they also work a good number of D1 games. And away we go in Indy. First possession, the Golden Knights. Now the Morgans are twins from Australia, Mackenzie and Lucas.
Gannon's really going to try to play with a lot of pace and get as many paint touches and drive and kick opportunities as possible.
Victor Desmond. This is Lucas Morgan, now Mackenzie Morgan. Late clock. Let's see where they go. Long three. Idiaru missed it. And a loose ball, held ball, possession arrow. Goes to Lander.
That's not Idiaru's shot. He's just 32% from three, but when he's open, he'll take it. There's the freshman just getting after it. This kid, you're going to love watching him. He's from Gibbs High School in the Largo, Florida, in Pinellas County, and he is tough as nails, Rich.
It's Jacob Daniels, the guy with the ball, a freshman that is so good that he became a leader right away early in the season. Tried to lob it inside to Bobby Crawford Jr., and Gannon gets the ball back. Pace and tempo of this game is so important.
It's going to be different, right? Because Gannon wants to get up and go. They want this a track meet. Lander prefers to play at a slower physical tempo.
Lucas Morgan misses the three. His brother Mackenzie with the rebound. Desmond, very much the leader of the team. Mackenzie, a better three-point shooter than his brother. Idiaru gets another three, and he missed that one. And the rebound goes to Bobby Crawford Jr. And a foul in backcourt. That's Mackenzie Morgan.
That's something that the freshman Jacob Daniels is going to have to be ready for right away, because they're going to come with a full court press. Gannon will trap you, press you, even after what seems to be a normal missed shot.
This press, this offense for Gannon, they have just like Nova Southeastern. And keep in mind that Lander beat Nova Southeastern in the semis.
Well, they beat Nova not just by matching their physicality, but exceeding it.
They out-Nova'd Nova. This is the freshman, Daniels.
Good ball fake. Good.
And he scores.
He's really, really good. Rich, the Peach Belt Freshman of the Year. So smart.
Gannon would like to get this man going. That's Pace Prosser. 31% from distance. Gets a lot of his points in transition. Lander would like to keep it at a half-court defensive set rather than give up those transition threes. Lucas Morgan in traffic. Shot blocked. Crawford doing some nice work in low.
You know, sometimes the boring stuff is the most important stuff. Lander's going to have to play off of 2 feet. Like, this has to be an old school, fundamentally sound game for Lander.
Daniels.
Another ball fake.
Partially blocked. I think Mackenzie Morgan got a hand on it. Here's the transition now. Desmond into the paint. Blocked from behind. That was Mays trailing the play. And Daniels breaks loose.
Tough.
Daniels bucket. And a free throw.
Just kind of felt that coming. You could see Daniels' eyes, right? He doesn't push the pace initially, and then he looks, he looks over his right shoulder briefly. He sees no help defense on the baseline. Watch his eyes. He looks for it, bang, and he goes. That's great. This kid has been good all season long.
Going to the line, he's looking for his 5th point. And remember, Lander has had a lot of slow starts, especially in this NCAA tournament. Not the case here in Indianapolis in the championship game. 4 new Golden Knights off the bench, and that's how they roll, with almost a hockey-style substitution. Deep three, long rebound. Daniels. Crawford's follow. Daniels with a tip. Back out to Mays.
He does that. Daniels a great rebounder at the point guard position.
Britzel, their best three-point weapon. So far, no fast break opportunities for Gannon. Jaden Callaway. Prosser, the only regular that stays in. Lucas Sakasi with a baseline drive. Callaway falling away. Another rebound for Bobby Crawford Jr.
A lot of credit to Lander's defense because they are being very physical on the ball at the point of attack. That's how they really bothered Nova in their upset win.
9 rebounds already for Lander. Only 4 for Gannon.
Well, Lander wants this kid to get going. Pritzel's been shooting extremely well in the NCAA tournament.
Shot clock violation. Everybody take a deep breath. Off to a good start. The Bearcats of Lander. Keep in mind that Nova Southeastern had played in the last 3 championship games. They had won 2 of them. That's what Lander was up against in the semifinals. And you know what? They out-Nova'd Nova. They beat them down the floor. They defended everything, and they get to the championship game. In the last 6 national championship games, this is the first time in 6 years that Northwest Missouri State, Ben McCollum, of course, a great coach there, and then Jim Crutchfield's great run at Nova Southeastern, and who can forget that dramatic win by Minnesota State in 2024.
You were here for that one. You called that game.
That was something. All right, back to work here. Gannon, cold, 0 for 7 from the field, 0 for 4 from distance. Lucas Sakasi gets into the paint. Cutting is Callaway. Another turnover, and here comes Lander. They'll run if given the opportunity. Pritzel. Prosser with a steal. Gannon on the break. First real opportunity to do that, and he's the best finisher in Division II and maybe in all of college basketball.
But we'll see that more from Prosser in this game. There is nobody better in Division II at scoring in transition than Pace Prosser. He is elite.
He's a guy where the metrics really do tell the story.
No question about it. Very rarely makes a mistake.
Pritzel partially blocked.
Feel a renewed sense of energy and effort from Gannon coming out of that timeout. Right on cue. Turnover.
I think it had something to do with Easton Bozzoli, their head coach. All right. Greenwood, South Carolina. It's 57 miles north of Augusta, Georgia. The enrollment 4,400. Peach Belt Conference. And about a 9-hour drive from the folks from Greenwood, South Carolina. They have, by the way, in Greenwood, one of the widest main streets in all of America.
How about that? How about that? I really enjoyed talking with Coach Watad. It was interesting. I asked him, you know, if you're a recruit and you want to come to Lander, you know, what are those characteristics? He'd even talk about anything basketball skill set related. He goes, you have to have a tremendous competitive spirit and a lot of humility, because we're going to be honest with you and we're going to get you better.
And his players echoed that in our meetings yesterday. Landers missed their last 4 field goals. Daniels tries to get it in tight. Not many whistles early. Good look ahead. Mackenzie Morgan missed it. Pritzel the rebound. Got a man out front. That's Weber. And it's broken up by Precious.
That pass from Weber works in January. It doesn't work in the national championship game. It's the right idea. It's the right read. But you cannot be lackadaisical with that pass. That's got to be a lot tighter.
Trouble on baseline out of bounds.
Gannon blew up the elevator screen action on baseline out of bounds. Good defense.
Another steal by Mackenzie Morgan. 4th turnover for Lander. Sakasi plays bench minutes, but provides starter scoring with 11 a game. And the foul, is it a bucket?
A game, the continuation. Yeah.
That has been a part of Division II, all divisions in NCAA basketball this year. A little more NBA-like early whistle, continuation, and a bucket. Gene Steratore joins us now. Gene, that's a rule that the officials have kind of embraced all year.
Yeah, it's stretching now, the upward motion. You could see the contact occur just as the ball started forward. That's why they give him the good hoop and one.
Gene Steratore has a connection to the Gannon Golden Knights. And we'll touch on that later in the show. It's a terrific story. Jacob Daniels running the show on the cut. Daniels in traffic, gets it up and in. He's got 6. And a 1-point lead. And Lander has avoided the slow start, which has plagued them in this tournament. Despite that, they've come back, obviously, to win all 3 games.
So they are running their offense really well with Daniels at the point. It just seems like Gannon's having such a hard time getting into the paint to start this first half, Rich.
Step back 3 by Sakasi. Rebounding advantage is still
Better be ready.
Daniels emerges.
Oh, dime.
Whips it. Tringone turned away. Jake Tringone trying to get to the rim. One of the better bench players for Lander.
No-look pass from Jacob Daniels. You can take all the dunks you want, Rich. Give me a no-look pass any day of the week.
He's got 2 coming. Missed the first. UFC descends on Miami on Saturday. 2 championship fights headlined by Yuri Prohaska and Carlos Ulberg for the lightweight heavyweight title. Watch CBS from 8 to 10 Eastern. Stream the entire event on Paramount Plus. No more pay-per-view, by the way, Mike O'Donnell. It's all streaming on Paramount Plus. Mackenzie Morgan's got 2. He's on the bench. And a 2-point Lander lead.
Does feel like both teams starting to settle in a bit in how they want to play. Lander switching a lot of screen-on-screen action.
Prosser trying to get some sort of rhythm. Pritzel on the move. Steps through. Can't finish. This is Gannon's game. Baseline to baseline, 40 minutes of tempo. And it stays with the Golden Knights. Gannon out of Erie, Pennsylvania. Private Catholic University, 4,600 is the enrollment. Victor E. Knight. That's their mascot. Second title game. Kentucky Wesleyan beat them in 1987. Prosser gets in tight, and is bumped by Tommy Moore.
And that's Prosser drawing that foul. When you talk about, you know, those skill sets that translate at any level, is Prosser is very strong off the bounce. And this is where Gannon is really, really good. They run some great stuff on baseline out of bounds. Prosser always takes the ball out, Rich. There you go.
Another deep 3. Shooting problems continue. Cannaville with the rebound, but he fouled to get it, or he was fouled. Yeah, he fouled to get it. Watch 23 there. A little right arm.
A little bit.
Oh no, the foul goes on Lane Sarver of Gannon.
A little over the back there, not that much, so Rich.
They'll break the press and a strong finish by Antoine Weber Jr. His first bucket.
He's a star role player for Lander. Does so many things well.
That's nice touch by Sakasi, his first bucket.
This is where the press can really wear on you, right? You get a bucket, you trade buckets, and then now you got to break the press. Got to keep your eyes up.
Turnover. Sarver with a steal. Sarver with a 3.
He got bumped there, Rich. I mean, that looked like Cannaville landed in his space.
Fouls on Jacob Daniels. Lander, no slow start here. A 9-7 lead.
Back and forth we go, though. A lot of toughness from Lander. But Gannon trying to get back into it. It's a good one here in the championship game.
Gannon is down 2. Their head coach, Easton Bozzoli, moments ago with Tiffany Blackman.
Coach Pozzoli, some of your points have come in the transition game. What do you need to see out of the defensive effort to help generate more offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we look pretty good defensively right now. I think we're a little bit stagnant on offense. We need to look to advance the ball a little bit more than we are. You know, we're finding an advantage, and then we kind of sit and watch the guy play for a little bit. You know, I think some of it's probably just we need to settle into the environment and the magnitude of the game, and I think we're getting there. So we're in the game right now still because we're at least guarding.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Mike, Gannon is able to win in the 90s and win in the 70s. They had to win in the 70s in the quarterfinals against Michigan Tech, and they certainly, at 98 points, won in the 90s against Oklahoma Baptist.
And Gannon wants to play up tempo, but that doesn't mean that if they don't get anything in transition, they're going to make a difficult shot or take a difficult shot. They still want to play fast, but under control in the half court, and it really feels like both teams are still feeling each other out.
That's the first three for Gannon. It's the first three of the game, and it's Pace Prosser. And for Lander, on the bench is Jacob Daniels. He had that rebounding foul. He's got two. Tommy Moore got in the paint. Kick back, Trindone. Missed the three. Jacob Daniels, the freshman, the leader for Lander, on the bench with 2 fouls.
Daniels doing such a good job breaking the press. So much is going to be on Tommy Moore to break this full court pressure of Gannon.
Prosser's hit 77 threes this year, 31% from distance.
Look at his hand, screaming for it. He knows he's got some space. That is way too much distance left open to give Prosser, because he is an elite scorer.
So Kasi misses the first free throw. Making it this far is a win for any fan. Celebrate your team with an ice-cold Coca-Cola. And making it this far is a tip of the cap to any fan from Gannon in Erie, Pennsylvania, and Lander in Greenwood, South Carolina, here in Indianapolis at the Division II National Championship game.
I know there's got to be some great watch parties, both from Gannon and Lander, and there's been some great fan support to travel to this game. We got some serious juice in this building right now. This is great.
Mays misses the three. The bus from Erie, Pennsylvania, if you weren't in line at 3:30 this morning, you didn't get on the bus.
That's
left at 4 a.m. Sarver misses a jumper. Offensive rebound. Sarver again. Got the three.
That time the spacing was there. The unselfishness was there, and you heard Coach Pozzoli, we're just kind of waiting for a guy to make a play. Well, that time the ball was moving, it had energy, and that was Gannon basketball to a T. You get the offensive rebound, you see how quick that pass out was from Prosser, and then the quick swing pass.
There was a foul call after the bucket went in. It was on Mason Kemp of Gannon. This is an 8-0 run right now.
They got to get Pritzl going. He's been too quiet to start this game. Nice pass.
Weber, he misses it through, and Lander's 0-5 from distance.
That's a good look, though. Weber's 35% from three, and that was good pick and roll action.
Sakasi, kick back out. Idearu misses. Prosser. Mackenzie Morgan back in. Sakasi by Pritzl.
I think for Gannon in the first half, Sakasi has brought the most energy for the Gannon Golden Knights.
Timeout Bearcats. Lander's lead is gone, and Gannon is engaged. Game summary of this championship game. Early lead for Lander is gone. Gannon 15-9. Lander's a better three-point shooting team than this, and the 2 threes that Gannon has hit, Mike O'Donnell, has pushed them out on this 10-0 run.
And you've got those 8 points off of the 5 Lander turnovers. I don't think it's any secret that Gannon has been able to go on this run with Lander's freshman Jacob Daniels on the bench. They went on an 8-row run since Daniels went to the bench, and guess what? They checked back in. We kind of were talking in the break. Was Coach Woutad going to wait and maybe to get to the under 8 before they subbed him back in?
Normally you have trust in a senior to do that. He's a true freshman. So this should be interesting. Mays breaks the press. Crawford lost the handle. Prosser comes away with it.
Nice pass.
Lucas Morgan.
Close to a 5-second count.
And a foul, a push. It's a 12-0 run now.
Watch the eyes of Prosser. They're up, and he looks quickly. He wants to see who's on the right side, and he takes an extra dribble to give himself a better angle. The eyes sell the story. As good of a scorer as Pace Prosser is, he gets 4.5 assists a game. One of the many reasons why he's an All-American this season.
6 turnovers for Lander.
Look out.
Long throw.
Dangerous.
That would have been face guarding in a different sport. But another turnover, 7 of them now. Sarver, again, his second 3.
Welcome to a Gannon Golden Knights 15-0 run.
In the upset of Nova Southeastern, Lander got points on the break, and right now they're giving up clean looks from 3.
It kind of felt once Prosser found a shot that he liked, everything started to open up for Gannon, and even their defense started to be positively affected by that as well.
Daniels the leading scorer, but of course he's been on the bench for a while with 2 fouls.
Those 7 turnovers for Lander already, Rich. They have to tighten things up.
Gannon has been tight on Pritzl. Daniels in, forced it badly. Tringone tips it, saved, not quite, and it will stay with Lander.
I really think that, Lander doesn't have to just constantly go to him, but they need to find ways to get Grayson Pritzl going in this game. He has been electric all NCAA tournament long. He's averaging 21 a game, and he's only taken 3 shots.
And missed all of them. Pritzl getting bodied in the corner.
Nice backdoor cut.
Great offensive rebound. That's Dylan Canaville, the senior. He had 18 in the win over Nova. Sarver misses that 3. Even though Lander has fallen behind, they have some comebacks in this NCAA tournament.
Here's the backdoor pass. Short step, long step from Pritzl. If you ever run the Princeton offense, that's how you do a backdoor cut. A small step forward, a long step towards the rim. And even Pritzl didn't score that, that's just a basketball play that felt good. Scorers need to feel those plays in settings like this.
Tringone! Wow!
Oh my!
And that's how they did it against Nova, Mike, was getting points after breaking the press.
And Tringone is one of the leaders of this team.
Prosser, nope. Pritzl rebound.
Got numbers.
Tringone.
Missed it.
That's a foul on a reach. Desmond with the foul. Signs of life from Lander.
Sometimes you just need to see something go down for you. And Tringone takes off deep, switches hands. How nice is that?
Coach, Gannon had gone on a big run there, but you all seem to have found your footing again by breaking the press. How is that giving this team some confidence offensively?
We got to do a better job at the rim, making rim decisions. They're collapsing everybody. Burns are open, opposites open, and we're getting killed on the offensive glass. So the #1 offensive rebounding team in the country. We got to do a better job there. Those are the 2 biggest keys right now.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. The Mike O'Donnell basketball glossary, Burns. Give it to me.
It's called a burn cut, and one of the reasons why it's so important when you're playing against a team like Gannon, they're denying everything. So if you can cut through the lane, if you don't have the pass, don't stand and wait. Cut through the lane, and it creates better spacing and driving opportunities. And then he was talking more opposites. The drive, when he's saying the team, Gannon's collapsing, on every drive, Gannon's sending a help defender. The drive and looking opposite is open. It's just tunnel vision right now for Lander.
The other thing that Omar Watad told his team, the Lander Bearcats yesterday, touch paint. We heard that word over and over again. touch, paint.
Yeah, and whether you have the ball of trying to drive into the paint, those burn cuts will create better spacing for driving opportunities, cutting that burn cut right through the paint. And we'll watch that. I bet you'll see it in the next couple possessions. We'll point it out.
5-point game. Gannon with the ball and the lead.
Should have been a kick ball there.
Idea rule. Blocked from behind. That's Pritzel. Trying to get scoring going is Pritzel. His defense has been really good and rebounding.
Gannon had 3 switches there on Pritzel in about 4 seconds. That's just going to give you a taste of that full court pressure.
Cannaville falling over.
Great
Prosser picks himself out of the wreckage, heads down the court. Little kick and a 3. Mackenzie Morgan. The lead stretches back to 8. Tommy Moore.
Big touch.
Cannaville. Free throws.
I want you to watch the eyes of Pace Prosser. What he's reading is his defender. He knows that he's got a teammate open, and he wants to see if the defender's going to commit. Once the commit happens, the pass happens. I mean, he's a coach's son. He's always under control. Such a smart scorer.
UEFA Champions League quarterfinals kick off Tuesday and Wednesday on Paramount Plus, highlighted by 2 epic matchups between soccer giants Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and PSG versus Liverpool. Stream every match live exclusively on Paramount Plus. Lander not shooting free throws well at all right now. Lucas Morgan out to his twin brother, Mackenzie. The 2 Aussies here. Diarru in trouble. And a turnover. Daniels playing with 2 fouls. Look at that pass. And Tringon had it ripped away by Mackenzie Morgan, who is fouled by Tommy Moore. Tiffany?
Well, hey guys, we saw Pace Prosser for Gannon. He's got 5 points, and you might even say he's trying to do his best. Tyrese Halliburton. You know, it's been really special for these guys to get to play in this NBA arena, home of the Pacers, especially for Prosser, who told us he's a big Halliburton fan. He also told us at the end of practice, with the extra time that they had to shoot around, he was messing around, he said, but trying his best to do his best impersonation of Halliburton, guys.
Yeah, look at this. Baseline out of bounds. Unguarded was Sakasi. Prosser found him. Always cool to see the D2 players get in an NBA environment. And both these teams went to the 2 semifinal games last night over at Lucas Oil. Another shot blocked. Rim decisions not so good right now for the Bearcats.
Pace favoring Gannon, and there he is.
Prosser.
The All-American. There is no player in Division II that is better in transition than Pace Prosser. The crossover absorbs the contact, the fadeaway. Rich, he's got a 62% effective field goal percentage in transition, best in Division II.
And the foul news gets worse now for Lander. Tommy Moore, their other guard, has 3. Remember, Daniels had 2, went out of the game, and he's back in right now. So this is a real dangerous stretch for the Bearcats, because you need the guards to break this Gannon press. Lob, and a little ambitious on the toss. Crawford gets it back, though. Antoine Weber off the bench in as a backup guard. Daniels falling away, missed it.
That's where he's really good, though. I've really enjoyed watching film on him. He's great at playing off of 2 feet in the paint.
It's another run, an 8-0 run right now for Gannon. And you see the foul trouble for Lander. Their 2 starting guards on the screen. Ball's out of bounds, and it was last touched by Lander, Bobby Crawford Jr.
Diarru's 0 for 4 from 3. Just can't seem to find his rhythm.
Lucas Morgan falling away.
Look how fast he is.
Daniels breaks the press. And the ball was off a foot. And that's a break for Gannon. It takes away the bucket. It's a kick ball. Lander keeps it. Conditioning may be an issue here. Pritzel, baseline out of bounds. Right back at you for Lander. And it's the first bucket for Grayson Pritzel, who's averaging over 20 a game in this NCAA tournament. Sakasi misses. Weber in the lane. It stays with Lander. And a timeout. 28-17, Gannon on top. You're watching the NCAA Division II Men's Basketball Championship presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Gannon Golden Knights with the lead, and it's the defense that's provided it.
If you're going to drive against Gannon, you better be ready for the correct rim decision, because they are sending bodies to get block shots. 5 blocks in this first half, and Lander has 9 turnovers. If they're not getting a steal or a deflection, they are blocking shots and contesting everything at the rim. I really believe Coach Fatad is spot on. If you're going to drive the kick.
And look at the points off of the turnovers.
It's the story of the game.
And you can see Precious Idiaru, every time he gets out, hops on the bike, just trying to stay loose. He limped around yesterday and even this morning in shoot-around. But so far, so good for the big kid out of Germany, the junior.
You see this baseline out of bounds set for Lander. You've got Pritzel on the left block, number 12. You're opposite the ball, and if he's low, he's probably going to come up high out to the 3. That's defended well.
They get it in and beat the count. Pritzel and Lander have not hit a 3, and that's a big part of their game. Pritzel in the air. There was some contact, but no whistle.
Yeah, Coach Fatad couldn't believe it. Thought there was enough contact to warrant a foul.
There goes Prosser, knocked away. Good job by Weber. Pritzel now. Ball's out of bounds. It stays with Lander.
Let's see the first goal. Is there contact here? Oh, man, that looks like a lot of ball there, Rich. I'm okay with that no call.
Maybe a residual elbow, but I think you're right. Majority was ball. Pritzel forcing a 3.
Just can't seem to find a rhythm. And the reason why we're talking about it so much, because he has been on an absolute tear on this run to the title game. He's been averaging 21 a game in the NCAA tournament.
He's 1 for 8 from the field, 0 for 3 from distance. He and his mates are 0 of 6 from 3. Victor Desmond back in. So is Sarver. He likes to shoot the 3. Good job by Pritzel. Sarver to Desmond. Shot clock's down, and they don't beat it.
One of the better half-court defensive possessions for Lander. Couldn't really get anything in the paint, and if once Gannon got in the paint, they did a nice job of walling up. You know, it's so funny. I know we keep saying it. Hey, you got a good defensive possession. Now you got to break the press. It's exhausting.
They did it, though, in the semis against the author of that press, Jim Crutchfield, in Nova Southeastern. Pritzel gets in tight. Nice extra pass and finish by Crawford.
Lander didn't turn the ball over much at all against Nova Southeastern, and their shot selection was a lot better in that game than what we've seen so far. Shot selection is a direct correlation to what your transition defense looks like.
Feels like a crucial 2.5 minutes for Lander here. Open 3. Weber in a crowd. It's a held ball, and the arrow goes to Gannon. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Brent Stover, Roy Hibbert, Chris Walker, John Rothstein, right down the street. We'll take a look at our first half. Look ahead to tomorrow night's national championship showdown, UConn and Michigan. Tomorrow, it's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Today, it's Division II National Championship Day. Tomorrow night, Michigan, who hammered Arizona, and UConn. Prosser falling away, and he hits it.
He makes those tough shots, doesn't he? He is a tough shot taker and a tough shot maker. No question about it.
He's got 10.
Smart ball fake. Gotta finish that, Rich.
Daniels couldn't get it to drop. Idearu, block. And free throws coming for Gannon.
Yeah, the Lander fan base doesn't like that call. That looked correct to me. He takes an elbow. I think that's the correct call.
Well, let's call on the expert. Gene Steratore, what do you think?
No, it's a great call. If you look at Davon Mays, too, if you can see when he's driving to the hoop, he actually steps on the foot, which was not planted stationary. So it's a great call. The guys were right on top of it, fellas.
Gene, did you ever officiate at this level, Division II?
Yeah, a good portion of my career, actually, and I got my teeth cut in the PSAC, the President's State Athletic Conference, where Gannon is from. And look, this is where you learn. This is where you get ready to go. And these guys are doing a great job.
They are. They're the best of the best at D2, and these guys also do a healthy schedule of Division I games as well.
Gene, if you were reffing this game, you probably got to have a little extra icy hot on the knees, right?
Yeah,
you full track.
A lot of transition here, Mikey. Yeah, I've outlived this level of frenetic basketball for sure.
Minute 42 left, first half. Lander had an early lead. Gannon, 2 giant runs and a big lead here. Daniel again gets in, and again at the rim, Lander is denied.
That's 3 missed layups really in the last 2.5, 3 minutes for Lander that they need to make. Those are the right plays.
Daniels blocked. That's a terrific play by Mackenzie Morgan. That's 4 straight at the rim. Prosser.
Uh-oh.
Yes!
Uh-oh.
Pace, Prosser, and Gannon. Biggest lead, 34-19. He's got 13.
You said it, Rich. It felt like a really important 2-minute stretch for Lander.
Daniels pick and roll. Good catch. And Crawford finally finishes one.
That's rub elbow action for Lander. Executed perfectly by the freshman Jacob Daniels.
Lander has come back 3 times in this NCAA tournament from large deficits. But right now, Gannon has a 13-point lead headed towards halftime. They're going to reset the shot clock, and that means Gannon's going to have a chance to play this one out. Use it or lose it, timeout for Gannon. Back to Indy after this. Final seconds, first half here in Indy. CBS Tuesday. Lock into an all-new action-packed NCIS night. Don't miss new episodes. NCIS, NCIS Origins, and NCIS Sydney. It's Tuesday starting 8/7 Central, CBS, and streaming on Paramount+. Lander in blue. Gannon. Baseline out of bounds. Prosser always will trigger it in.
They're just going to let him operate here at the top. They're going to take the clock down. It's going to be ball screen action in the middle third. Here we go.
Prosser's got 13. Tough. Step back 3.
Oh, mercy.
16 first half points. Pace Prosser. And Gannon have opened up a can of 16 points. 37-21.
That play was great because it wasn't a true ball screen. They ran a ghost screen action for Prosser, and wow, does he make Lander pay.
Tiffany Blackman with Pace Prosser.
Pace, a step back three before half. You've got 16 points to lead this team. How are you all able to be so effective on offense and getting a flow?
Got a lot of great teammates. Just opened the floor easily for me. Shots going in today, so that's nice.
Doing your best, Halliburton.
Thank you.
Thanks.
He is living his best Halliburton life here in the first half. 16 points, 7 rebounds as well. Halftime 37-21, Gannon on top. We'll send you to Brent Stover with AT&T at the half after the break. The place to be on this college basketball weekend, Indianapolis. Division II championship game. 2 big runs by Gannon have them up by 16. Reese's Peanut Butter Cups brings you the first half stats. No threes, that's a big part of Lander's game. And points off turnovers heavily weighted to Gannon. Rich Waltz, Mike O'Donnell, Tiffany Blackman, Gene Steratore here in Indianapolis. Just impressive runs by this Gannon team. Lander did not have an answer.
I thought Lander's start defensively was really good when Jacob Daniels got those 2 fouls and he went out for that period of time. That's really when Gannon made their run and blew this game open.
Yeah, Grayson Pritzel is the best scorer for Lander. He's had a terrific tournament, but not a good first half moments ago with Tiffany Blackman.
Grayson, this team in some unfamiliar territory with no threes. How can you all create some shots to get going from beyond?
We just got to move the ball. You know, we're getting to the paint like Coach wants, but, you know, we just got to make the right read at the rim and kick out, find open guys.
Gannon's gone on some large runs, 15-0, 8-0. What was the message in that locker room for the defense?
Just play together, play Lander basketball. You know, we were playing good on defense, but the bad decisions at the rim were like turnovers, so it's helping them get good looks. So, you know, we just got to take care of the ball, make good decisions, and we'll be good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tiffany. 15 times they were denied at the rim in the first half. They got good shots. Either they were blocked or they just flat out missed it.
Well, just kind of adding to that, you know, what Grayson Pritzel was talking about, rim decisions. Yes, Lander has missed 15 layups in this game. That's something they didn't do in Nova Southeastern. And, oh, good steal by Rich Waltz there on the sideline. I mean, well done.
It was deflected. Gene Steratore was just about to.
Gene didn't want anything to do with that.
Come on, Gene.
I was diving.
You got to dive. You got to give up the body, Gene.
All right, and remember, Lander played with foul trouble in their backcourt. Jacob Daniels with the ball had 2 fouls, sat out, and then came back in and played the last 8 minutes without picking up his 3rd. Tommy Moore, his backcourt mate, did pick up 3. This is Moore. Hard to the bucket, and that's a blocking foul, and that's Prosser on the deck.
Should be Prosser's 2nd foul. Something to keep an eye on. Oh yeah, Idiaru gets him right. There's that left hand right in the left eye for Daniels.
The other thing Lander did not do well in the first half, free throw shooting, 3 of 7, now 4 of 8. And the first point for Navon Mays.
Getting the free throw line is extra important when you play a team like Gannon because it acts as a mini timeout for you to catch your breath and have your defense set up, ready to go.
The Morgan brothers, McKenzie and Lucas, the Australians. Prosser turned away at the rim this time. McKenzie's 3. And he rips it through.
He can shoot that. That's Gannon's 2nd best three-point shooter on the team. He's just over 35%.
He's 2 of 2 from distance in this one and has 6 points. And the lead is ballooned to 18 now. Pritzel penetrates, corner 3. They still haven't hit a 3 in this ball game. McKenzie, Morgan again! From one wing to the next wing, a pair of 3s.
And this is a must bucket situation for Lander. Good cuts.
And again, at the rim, nothing to show for it. Prosser pushes. And Gannon is not going to take their foot off the pedal at all. They thrive on tempo. Mays with the steal. Pritzl in transition. Finally!
Needed that.
Lander finally hits a three, 1 of 8.
Yeah, you see how quick that release is for Pritzl. He doesn't need much time at all.
Pick and roll with Prosser. Falling away. Good rebound by Navon Mays. Up the floor, Mays. Oh! Coast to coast. And signs of life here.
That's what they did against Nova. They got a steal, long rebound, and they were making great quick decisions in transition. They didn't wait.
Lucas Morgan. Backs in, shots blocked, but a foul on a reach.
Well, Mackenzie Morgan's got 9 points in this game. He's 3 of 3 from beyond the arc. He's got fantastic form. Look at that backspin, and they are looking for him in the half court now. This is what Lucas Morgan, and we got Morgan to Morgan here all game long, right? We got Lucas Morgan at the free throw line. This is where he's really good. Whereas Mackenzie's hunting his threes, Lucas loves to get to the free throw line. He actually leaves Gannon in free throw attempts this season.
But he misses a couple.
He's a 78% free throw shooter.
Sakasi. That's a foul. Pritzl may have gotten popped in the face.
And he's back at the free throw line. This is what he does.
Watch Pritzl.
Oh yeah, Morgan caught him with the right elbow. To me, that's still a basketball play, but that hurts.
Not a shooting foul. Pritzl still grimacing. Three minutes in. Second half national championship game. Oh, beautiful.
So that's 2 straight possessions for Gannon where they are hunting Pritzl on defense. So they feel that they think they've got a one-on-one matchup and they are attacking Pritzl, whoever he switches out on.
Pritzl against Prosser. Oh, the big block there. That's Mason Kemp from Shawnee, Kansas. Kemp running the floor. Can't handle the lob.
That was the right play for Sakasi to make. That pitch ahead, that throw ahead in transition. And as a point guard, it's never the passer's fault, Rich. You know that.
Whoa, wait a minute here.
I was waiting how long it would take you to.
You were a shooting guard. That's Pritzl.
No, that's a shooting guard.
And that's hope for Lander. An answer right away, Jaden Calloway.
Freshman hitting a big shot in transition.
More up the floor, and a reach and a foul by Sakasi. That's his second.
There's a confidence level to Lander here in the second half that is noticeable. And I really felt like it started with Pritzl's first made three. He's got a great step back off the bounce. Pritzl's still struggling. He keeps grabbing his jaw. I mean, he took a tough shot.
We'll take a timeout. Officials are huddled here. 47-30, Gannon. All right, an official review on that last foul. Gannon up. Here's a look. A bit of contact with that right hand to the face. It was called a common foul. Gene Steratore, what did you see?
To me, it looks like a basketball play. When Sakasi goes down and hits Crawford's face, I think it's incidental to play on the ball.
And we've been told they will
After
upgrade
review,
this.
we have excessive contact to the face. It's a flagrant 1 foul on 0. Blue will shoot 2 and retain possession.
So this could be a pivotal call in that Lander is going to get free throws and possession.
Yeah, I respectfully disagree with that call, just primarily for the fact that I think it was just when you're making 2 hands on the ball, he's not going to slap across the face.
That's exactly what I'm looking at too, Mike. I mean, there is some contact to the face, and you do get overly sensitive as an official if there's contact to the head or neck, but I still think you have to look at the entire play. And to me, that's kind of incidental. He's playing the basketball and makes some contact, but I did not think it was a flagrant.
What Sakasi is doing is what I was taught as a player in that transition moment when you're trying to stop a play where you think you're going to foul. When you go in with 2 hands, there's a chance you won't foul, but you're going to give yourself an opportunity to at least get a piece of the ball so it can't be an and one. If he's coming across right arm and slaps across the face, then I can understand it. But
as it turns out, it's an and possession. And an opportunity for 2 or a 3. 4 minutes in second half, and Lander desperately needs a spark offensively. Daniels gets it in tight, and the miss by Crawford.
Yeah, but a good play. There's a good cut example from Crawford on the weak side. That's what Coach Batag was talking about in the first half. He wants more of that.
Gannon has their reserves in. Prosser stays in as the starter. Sakasi rotates. Sarver. Wow, that's a wedgie from over the top on a wing. I don't know that I've ever seen a wedgie from that angle.
You're looking at me as if I would have misses like that, Rich. I would never miss like that.
Yeah. Have you seen it come from that direction?
Every once in a while. It is rare, there's no doubt about it. First wedgie in Indianapolis.
20 on the shot clock. Possession arrow gives it to Gannon. Sakasi kicks.
A little too much ISO ball for Gannon here, playing right into Lander's hands.
Callaway turns.
Yep.
Missed it. Rebound. Good job by Moore to unload the ball before stumbling.
No question.
Oh, a steal. And a bucket. Callaway.
He's 3rd on the team in steals as a freshman. He is lightning quick. This is a good matchup right here, Rich. Freshman on freshman.
Lead is back to 17. The points off turnovers heavily weighted to Gannon. Pritzl, free, another 3. Oh,
he's hot.
He's hit 3 here, 11 points. He's the guy that can bring them back. Offensive rebound and put back. That's Lucas Morgan. Oh, there was contact there. The Gannon player went down. Moore gets in, missed the layup.
Look at the big fella. Nice kick.
Idea-Roo. Trailing. Oh, the give from Sakasi. The finish from Idea-Roo.
That transition play was everything that makes Gannon great this season. Just the extra passing, the spacing, the unselfishness.
Lander is better offensively, but they can't dent this enormous Gannon lead.
Yeah, it's in terms of scoring, just in the second half, it's 16-14 Gannon's way. Throw it up.
Another turnover. Another pass. Morgan gets it. Prosser shoots it. And missed the 3.
Thought about it too long.
Offensive rebounds. Prosser reloads. Hit it!
That time he didn't think about it. There's an old saying, Rich Waltz, think long and shoot wrong. Shot that second one in rhythm.
Another run, a 7-0 run in a game of runs for Gannon. A 15-0 run and an 8-0 run helped build the lead in the first half.
You know, that actually could have been a 10-second violation. That was, I'm not even sure that Jacob Daniels made it across the half-court line at time.
Callaway stumbling into front court, and a bucket there, Morgan. And right now, fatigue seems to be something Lander is dealing with. And that's part of the game plan for Gannon.
Better find Pritzel.
Mays.
Tired legs.
Sakasi. It stays with Gannon. 40 minutes of not just tempo, 40 minutes of high tempo.
And Lander looks tired, and Gannon is making them pay. There's the three in the corner from Prosser. It's a great pass. It was the second three attempt on that possession. He didn't waste any time, caught it in rhythm. I love that Gannon went right back to him. That's what you do when you got an All-American on your team. As fast as Gannon plays, if they're making threes, they're virtually unbeatable, and they've made 9 threes in this game.
They've attempted 54 shots already. Good defense by Lander. There's still a ton of time left in this game. And Lander has made a living here in the NCAA tournament at coming from behind. Cannaville fouled on his way to the bucket.
You could tell on that drive from Cannaville that he just wasn't happy with the last few possessions. He just felt like he needed to make a play, and he did. One of the senior leaders for this Lander team.
Omar Wood-Todd, who played at Georgetown and Tennessee Chattanooga. He was a two-time All-SoCon pick at Tennessee Chattanooga, then played overseas, a 6-year assistant at Lincoln Memorial. Josh Schertz was kind of his guy that he worked under. Lane violation, and back to the line goes Dylan Cannaville.
Really popular guy on social media. He's got over 300,000 followers on his various social media accounts.
It's a big game for him.
Yeah.
It's only the 4th game that his mother has attended and seen in person.
So special.
She's here.
We talked about it yesterday. She says, I just haven't won anything at a high level, and I want to win this game.
Well, they need to make up a 20-point deficit to do that. And they got to stop at least one of the Aussies here. That's a walk and a turnover. Lander gets it back. Gannon right now, a 20-point lead.
Well, Lander looks a lot better offensively, except Gannon's doing such a good job of continuing the momentum from halftime. Boy, they look really good. Up 20 in the championship game.
Welcome back to the NCAA Division II Men's Basketball Championship, presented by Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. Division II history, familiar face, right? Bruce Pearl taking it back, coaching Southern Indiana in a national championship in 1995. Of course, 2 Final Four appearances with Auburn. Who knows where these 2 coaches will be coaching here in the next 4 to 5 years. These are guys that have made the jump from D2 and are names currently that a lot of people like.
And those are some of the best coaches in the country. I mean, you think about McCaslin and McCollum, and Gerald Calhoun just got the job at Cincinnati. What an unbelievable career that Ben McCollum has had. Ryan Odom did a fantastic job at Virginia. Nobody was really expecting Virginia at all. And how about Josh Schertz at St. Louis? Great.
We check in, speaking of coaches, with Tiffany Blackman.
Well, Rich, I was listening in to the Gannon huddle, and I heard Coach Bozzoli say to his guys, we're going to win the game if we respond the way he did after he missed the layup. And he pointed at number 5, Jaden Calloway, talking about effort. How much did effort dominate our conversation with him, guys?
Yeah, that's one thing that they demand. And you got to push through the fatigue as well and continue that effort. And they're 12 minutes away from a national championship. They can hold this large lead. Lucas Morgan, it's not just McKenzie who can shoot the 3. Lucas pops one in. And a 61-38 lead. Largest deficit that Lander has seen. Largest lead for Gannon in this game. Tringone.
It was an isolated play for Lander. It just felt like they had to get something. And Gannon switches, and they get the mismatch in the low post.
It's a foul. Lucas Morgan draws it. They come from down under, these Morgan twins. Both are 6'4", 187. A little different, though. Mackenzie's the outgoing one. Lucas is reserved. Glenn and Margie are here to watch this. And they both grew up idolizing a lot of the Australians who got to college. Prosser gets to the rim, and now he'll get to the line.
There's a reason why he's an All-American. These are All-American type plays. That ball fake and using his eyes to sell lies around the rim is just as good as anybody in the country.
All right, back that up for me.
Yeah.
Eyes to sell lies.
Yeah, when you realize that your eyes can be used as a weapon to manipulate the defense and create hesitation. A hesitant athlete is a non-athlete in basketball, and you just need a second guess. Am I shooting it here? Am I passing it here?
Is the Mike O'Donnell basketball glossary available online?
I'd be happy to put it on a PDF, upload it for you. That's no problem at all.
I think there's some money to be made here.
Oh, a little NIL for me? Yeah.
Everybody else is getting it. All right, let's check in with Tiffany. Tiff?
Rich, you mentioned it before, Margie and Glenn Morgan here to watch their sons play. Also in the house is their older brother Alec and their sister Isabel, who used to play at Davidson, and their aunt is here as well, all from Australia. Now, when I talked with Margie, she told me they are just beside themselves getting to see their twins play for the first time together in almost 2 years. So this is really special for this family.
Tiff with a very timely Aussie chant there during that hit. Very nice. Lander is in deep right now. Pritzl misses a fall-away three. Prosser leads the break. Lucas Morgan. 26-point lead for the Golden Knights of Gannon. And it's a foul in backcourt.
If I was the point guard for Lander, I would be having conversations about it's too cliche to say possession by possession. I would be thinking it in terms of 2 minutes and 30 seconds. As if we've got to go all out for this 2:30. And I mean, not just, you think about that defensively, and that's a part of it, but offensively, I would be in a place like, I want to run a set every time. I want movement. I want to see my guys cutting. I want to see my guys moving. I'm going to find you. Cut hard, set a screen hard, and you just have to do it in 2 minute and 30 chunks.
How much fatigue is there, though, going against Gannon so far on this Lander team? Good tip there, the follow by Cannaville.
I think it's a huge deal. It's not just in this game. This is the last game that's played in the season. You're playing in April. Everybody, every single player on the court right now is exhausted and hurting and banged up and bruised. Knees hurt, backs hurt, ankles hurt. But you kind of have to just, it's 9 minutes and 33 seconds for a national title. You just say, I can sleep for the next 3 days.
Or you can sleep in May like John Rothstein does.
I don't even think he sleeps in May. I think he's lined all of us. I've never seen him sleep.
But you still first have to, if you're going to run those sets, overcome the full court pressure by Gannon, which is relentless. Cannaville to the rim, and a nice putback for a bucket.
Right, they ran a design set to get Cannaville downhill, and he took advantage, and it's just chipping away here, 2 minutes at a time. You got to be able to stop this guy, though.
No stopping this guy, though. Pace Prosser.
I mean, he is just a tank.
He only has 24.
And he waited. He could see the spin was going to be available. You see the dribble up into the lane first. Watch the dribble up. That gives the spin an open lane. Smart play. from a high IQ player.
Well, his parents are both basketball coaches. So.
It definitely runs in the family. There's no doubt about it. I love what Pace Prosser said when I asked him about the tempo. I said, hey, when you do get tired, what does that mean for you? As Lander gets a break, and he goes, if I'm tired, he goes, doesn't really bother me, because that means the other team must be exhausted.
I think he's right. He looks fresh as a daisy.
Yeah, he wants this matchup here.
25 already. Missed there. That's a great rebound. And a foul on Gannon. Cannaville is playing very well here in the second half for Lander.
One of the best ways you can convince your teammates to chip away at this lead if you're Lander. See Tommy Moore. Oh, yeah, he runs right into Morgan at left shoulder, is if you can get to the free throw line. I mean, getting paint touches is one thing, but getting the free throw line is the best, because you get to reset your defense, you get points on the board, and the whole goal is to make this 8:27 as long as possible. It's called extending the time. I'd be going right to the rim here. Gannon's got 6 fouls. Next one, you're in the bonus. Get to the rim.
Stripped from behind. Tringone has it. Cannaville kicks. Moore's three is good.
I say they got a paint touch. Everything good happens for Lander when they do get a paint touch.
Lander's at 3 of their last 3. This is Callaway. Every time Lander has a spark or a sliver of daylight, Gannon just shuts the door.
It's all Gannon, all game long. Elite offense. Seeing it on full display.
8 minutes left in this national championship game. Division II basketball here in Indianapolis. Gannon right now a commanding lead, and they're doing it with 3-point shooting right now, and this guy is the main culprit.
And you got to go back to that first half. Nothing was really working for Gannon until Prosser made a 3. And then all of a sudden, everything started to open up for Gannon. And he is having an elite game at the best possible time in the national championship game.
Let's check in with Tiffany Blackman.
Well, I was just listening into the Lander huddle, and the message amongst the players was fight. We've got to fight. And you guys can remember from our meeting with Coach Watad, he said this story that this team has is not a Cinderella story. He reminded us, they won 30 games this season. He also told his guys to remain calm in this one, that they've still got time to try to fight back.
That's good stuff, Tiff. Now, remember, Nova Southeastern, same system as Gannon. Lander beat them, but it did give Gannon a look at what Lander would do against that system. So both sides have a little bit of a peek coming into this championship game. All right, there's your 2.5-minute run. Comes to a close here. 72-49, Gannon is still in charge. Great tradition for the Gannon Golden Knights. Their official stats keeper is here, Rick Clapthorpe. Not just any. He's got his lucky stats keeping pens in his shirt. And early in his career, he met a 21-year-old referee named Gene Steratore.
Yes, he sure did, fellas. Up at the Hammer Mill Center in Gannon in Erie, Pennsylvania. Went over, he had a pack of gum on the scorer's table. I went to reach for a piece. From that point on and to this day, when I started every NFL season and every officiating season, UPS would deliver me 3 or 4 jumbo packages of juicy fruit, so I had enough gum to get through the season. A great bookkeeper, a better man, 40-plus years, and just a great friendship, fellas.
And this has to be just a tremendous moment. I mean, 7.5 minutes away from a national championship.
Without a question of a doubt. Rick is he's part of Gannon, right? I mean, it's been over 4 decades, 50 years, I think, for him, actually. So, yeah, special moment and well-deserved for him.
It's a great story on stats in the Lafayette Journal and Courier. He's got one of the great quotes. He goes, hey, I went to Gannon to get a degree just so I could go and do the stats.
I take it when you were 21, there were no appeals and no challenges.
Oh no, it was a beautiful game back then. We could sell calls, miss calls. We didn't have any challenges. It was a wonderful thing. It took me 20 years to find out his name was really Rick. You know, he was stats forever.
Oh, see, look at that. He does have his pens, and he's got stats going on. And all the stats right now say that Gannon has the look and the feel of a national champion. 7.5 minutes left here in Indianapolis, and a very comfortable 22-point lead.
And Prosser goes right to the post. Good switch there, though, by Lander. Nicely done.
Prosser's been enormous with 25 points. That's a turnover. It's going back to Lander.
Lander it's got to be threes or stopping the clock at the free throw line. And it can't be Cannonville always getting to the line. He's just 2 of 7 to the free throw line, and that's not really his game. He's not a great free throw shooter. He's a great player, but he shoots just 56% from the free throw line.
The problem is you eat up effort and time just getting into a half-court set.
And no doubt about it.
Daniels in traffic.
There you go.
There's a bucket and a chance at a three-point play. 10 for the freshman Jacob Daniels.
Former star at Gibbs High School. Does a good job of that hostage dribble, putting the defender in jail. This kid has a very, very bright future.
So a three-point play, he's got 11. And it's 72-53, 6:47 left.
I think the recipe is free throws or Pritzl threes. I mean, that's I don't think anything in between which should even be considered for Lander. Get to the rim, get fouled, stop the clock, or you got to be driving kick for 3 for Pritzl.
All right, Gannon's offense oftentimes is built around a frenetic pace. What do you do if you're Easton Bozzoli? Do you slow it down? Are you a little more shot clock conscious?
You'll never see Gannon slow it down because they're unsure of themselves. Everything about Gannon's offense and defense is confidence. I don't expect the foot on the gas pedal to be released at all. They're going to run their stuff quickly here. You can already tell that Bozzoli didn't like the tempo of the last few possessions. Trying to get something for Prosser, denied well by Lander.
Man down, and Lucas Morgan gets to the rim as brother McKenzie gets the board and the foul, and now the free throws.
One of the Achilles heels defensively for Lander in this game. Gannon has 18 second chance points, and there's a good example there of crashing from the weak side. Gannon's the best offensive rebound team in the country.
Tomorrow, 4:30 Eastern, over on CBS Sports Network. Join the March Madness 360 crew out here in Indianapolis. They'll get you ready for the championship game. You are a member of the 360 crew, right?
Apparently, I told him I'd be here. I said, hey, you just throw me in the fire with the Wolves and I'll be ready to go. It's such a great crew. I'm a good company man, and I am biased, but inside college basketball and everybody on that crew is just so good at not just covering the game, but they love the game of college basketball.
Press break, Daniels into the corner, a three, and way off. Gannon has the rebound and a big lead. And 6:15 to their very first national championship. Adiaru lost it on the spin. It stays with the Golden Knights. Easton Bozzoli and the Golden Knights 33-3. When Bozzoli arrived as an assistant to Jordan Fee things weren't all that great. He's in his second year. Jordan Fee, of course, now the head coach at Lamar. Tiff?
Well, in our meeting with Coach Pizzoli, we all sat in there, and the first thing that jumped out to us was just how much this group kind of makes fun of each other, even giving Coach Pizzoli a hard time. And Victor Desmond, after that bucket there, he told us that it's their superpower being such a tight-knit group, and he has so much respect for this staff and for each other. They called it a brotherhood, guys.
Coach Pizzoli's the fastest of 50 wins in program history. It only took him 59 games to get to 50 wins.
It's an offensive foul, and it's going back to Gannon. And those that got up early this morning in Erie, Pennsylvania, got on the bus at 3:30 and made the ride all the way to Indianapolis. That ride home is going to feel a lot better and a lot faster.
There is nothing like a long bus ride after a big win, and none bigger than a potential national championship. But Morgan really sold that, by the way. It was just a light bump.
If those fans want to stick around, there might be some hotel rooms from Arizona and Illinois.
Oh my! That's a dagger from Rich Waltz. Look, Michigan looked unbelievable last night.
Unbelievable. Great move by Cannaville. He's got 10.
Gannon still pushes the pace. They're just not going to stop. It's wave after wave after wave of pitch aheads and cuts just like that one.
Great effort. Dylan Cannaville playing a spirited second half. Remember I said when they arrived at Gannon, it wasn't great. 3 wins. And the one thing they talked about, as Prosser shows you he can score with the left hand as well, was they weren't going to just recruit guys to recruit guys, and that might just get them a few wins. They wanted to recruit the right guys that eventually would end up getting them a lot of wins.
Yeah, they would not sacrifice character in recruiting. Coach Pizzoli and his staff, and you can tell there's just a camaraderie and a brotherhood and a chemistry with this team that it's so hard to replicate. And when it clicks, you can really fly. I was so impressed yesterday in practice watching them. And I talked to him kind of offline about it. I expected them to be just going up and down, up and down, up and down all practice long because of their system and style. But they played a ton of 3-on-3. And I asked him, I said, why'd you do so many short-sided 3-on-3 games in practice? He goes, it's the best way to expose your weaknesses and get better at the things that you're not good at. And simultaneously also really kind of highlight things that you're great at. And as much as they play fast, you'll see them in 3-on-3 situations all the time in the half court. That was a really good example there. And another offensive rebound for the best offensive rebounding team in Division II.
Victor Desmond with a second effort. Second chance points weighted heavily to Gannon. Cannaville powers in. Tringone now goes down. They are the Golden Knights. They are from Erie, Pennsylvania. They've never won a national title. But Gannon is 3.5 minutes away from the promised land. Your game reset. A little dance party going on.
The sprinkler, it's back.
79-57. Gannon has hit a lot of big shots, and some great passing has led to most of those.
It's one of the superpowers of their high up-tempo offense is their unselfishness. 15 assists this afternoon from Gannon, and when they are flowing like this, it is almost impossible to slow them down.
The elbow that he took, I think, has knocked Grayson Pritzel out of this game. He's been receiving attention at the end of the bench. He's headed to the locker room, and that's Precious Idiaru, the junior. Remember, he had an injury we talked about, and Tiffany had it at the outset of the telecast. He's played through it, had some pretty good moments, but it looks like his day is done as well.
You know, once the ice bag goes on the foot, the shoe is off. That's usually a telltale sign. But Gannon has been playing at such a high level, and they haven't sacrificed, you know, the rebounding that he gives when he's been out.
That's a 10-second violation.
10 seconds.
That's a rare mistake in the backcourt of Gannon. A lot of pieces have fallen in place. The two Aussies arrive, Lucas and Mackenzie, the Morgans from St. Cloud State in Minnesota. Pace Prosser, a Pennsylvania guy, his second season. That guy, Victor Desmond, doesn't have the biggest numbers, but he may have the biggest heart. The leader of this team, their best defender, a guy that guards 1 through 5. He is an absolute glue guy.
His teammates called him, he's the father figure of this team. He kind of smiled and he goes, yeah, that's probably right.
And that's Lucas Sakasi, who's going to get to the line. So we talk about their offensive numbers, especially with the up-tempo stuff, but part of the up-tempo is being able to pry the ball away and defend at the rim.
Yeah, and the rebounding is at a high level. They're surpassing their steals per game. They got 13 steals this afternoon. They've been the best in the nation in turnovers forced.
Sakasi with 12 points.
You know, it's going back to Victor Desmond. I think he had the best quote to describe what it's like to play for Gannon inside of this style, this up-tempo, chaotic, disciplined style. He goes, you know, you got to be a little different, maybe even a little crazy, he said with a smirk.
It's a foul by Cannaville. Cannaville, we talked about his effort in the second half. He's got a double-double now. He's got 12 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 fouls.
Two-shot penalty now for Gannon. Sakasi back at the line. They'll shoot 2.
Sakasi gets 2. The lead is 21. Lander out of Greenwood, South Carolina. Incredible run, the longest win streak in D2, obviously, as they arrive here. The end of the line of this D2 NCAA tournament at 30-5, but that feels like it's coming to an end. T21 left here. Frustration for Lander.
I mean, think about this Gannon basketball program, Rich. You know, we said that, you know, Coach Mazzoli was the fastest coach to 50 wins in program history. It only took him 59 games to get there. They made the Sweet 16 last season. They lost to a very good West Liberty team. They went to the Elite 8 the season before that. I mean, this is serious, big-time winning culture here at Gannon.
Prosser is 3 off his career high. He's got 27. Late clock, that's his time. And he's fouled.
And I'd also like to say, Rich, just from a 30,000-foot view standpoint, the D2 ball has never been better. If you take the last 10 years of Division II basketball, if you want to learn a new set, a new system, all the great Division I coaches right now, I remember talking to Dusty May when he was at Florida Atlantic, and I was like, hey, who are you watching film on right now? He would always give me 1 or 2 teams from Europe, and then he would say, there's this guy, Ben McCullum, at Northwest Missouri State that I steal all my stuff from. So many of these Division I coaches will gain so much basketball knowledge from the coaches at Division II. The systems, the style, the sets, it's a joy to watch.
We showed you that list of all the really good coaches right now who are having great success in Division I, who came through Division II. Gannon with the basketball.
I was at a North Texas practice with Grant McCaslin. He was watching film before practice early, and I said, "Who are you watching film on?" He said, "Northwest Missouri State."
Yes, yes. Well, there's a trio of coaches who are pretty tight. There's the steal. Boy, Cannibal is just giving it everything he's got.
That's who he is. He's got a huge heart.
Cannibal now with 14 points and 10 rebounds. No quit in him. 1 minute left here. Lander's going to empty the bench and get everybody an opportunity to play in a national championship game. And so will Gannon. You see the Lander fans that have made the 9-hour trek.
What a great contingent of fans. I mean, they brought so much energy. They really packed that lower bowl. That's been awesome to see.
A steal there. This is Brion's steal. And catching up to him was Lathan Coleman for the block.
Oh, there's definitely no quit in this Lander team. Effort all the way to the end. That's how they've played. They've had a terrific season. They won 30 games under Coach Matad. Nobody really expected them besides themselves to be in the national championship game.
So Gannon, we've talked about it, man. They really adopted Jim Crutchfield's offense, that press, the offense, the defense. And that was Jordan Fee. That's who Easton Bozzoli took over. Fee was an assistant at Nova Southeastern, along with Mike Chalice, an assistant coach at Gannon. And those are the guys that brought that fun 40 minutes of press and free-flowing offense. There's a lot of teams in D2 that have tried to duplicate that offense. Not sure what's up on the floor right now. But it does give Pace Prosser a chance to exit this game.
I mean, clearly, the best player on the floor in this matchup was Pace Prosser. 28 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He was everything you want in your All-American and more on the national championship stage.
Coleman off the bench onto the score sheet. Rick Klapther, I'm sure, is going to get that one in his books. 15 seconds left in this national championship. And the celebration, I'm sure there's some jumping joints right now in Erie, Pennsylvania.
Coach Bozzoli's trying to hold back a smile. You could see he covered his mouth. He didn't want to go full smile just yet.
For the first time ever, Gannon, the Golden Knights, have a national championship. Gannon has done it. A dominating win. 84-61. The 3 seed. 4 seasons ago, they had just 3 wins.
You know, and Lander couldn't take him out of anything. They got offensive rebounds. They were best in the country at that. They were best in the country at forcing turnovers. They're a great passing team. Everything that Gannon was throughout the course of the season at a high level, we saw on full display this afternoon. This was a well-deserved win, a big-time scatter report job by Coach Bozzoli, and what a win for the Gannon Golden Knights.
What a great season by Lander, putting Greenwood, South Carolina on the basketball map. And tough to take. They came this close to a title. Way to go, Erie, Pennsylvania, representing a large amount of Golden Knight fans in Indianapolis for this one.
A lot of celebration here. I'm sure a lot of celebration back home. Well deserved. This team has been big time all season long. Wow, what a moment for these players. And doing it in Indianapolis, where basketball just means everything to the state of Indiana. How special is this moment for Gannon?
The two Aussie twins, the Morgans, Pace Prosser, all of them are with our Tiffany Blackman.
A lot of barking going on back here. I'm here with Coach Bozzoli and Pace Prosser. Coach, we'll start with you. The first national championship for Gannon. Can you put that into words what this moment feels like?
The university deserves it. They care. We have unique people in Erie, Pennsylvania, and these guys just get the opportunity to represent all of them. So it means the world. We've got an incredible support here, alumni, family, administration. So these guys just, they get to put Gannon on the map a little bit bigger, and the university and these guys deserve it.
Certainly this guy, Pace Prosser, helped to do that. You joke with us about him spending that time after practice pretending to be Tyrese Halliburton. How do you think he did today?
Pace Prosser's the best player in the country, and he's got the best team in the country right behind him. So he may not have scored the most points or averaged the most assists or had the most rebounds, but he just so happened to do just about all that for our team. So that's the best player in the country right there.
You talked to us a lot about the history of this program. How far has this program come in such a fairly short amount of time?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to give credit to so many people like Jordan Fee that started this thing, like David Niven that gave me a chance at this. You know, I was told by a mentor here, Mark Campbell, who's a Hall of Fame basketball coach, and you know, he was talking to me about, and it's just poetic on Easter Sunday, that we're in a position where God sometimes gives us a glimpse, just a tiny little glimpse. It's not really what it's going to be, but an incredible experience here on earth. And it's just a tiny little glimpse of what we can have with him in eternity. And God's been so good.
Thanks, Coach. Congratulations. Pace, you are the MOP, the most outstanding player of this tournament. What does that feel like?
Feels great. Obviously, just because I scored the most amount of points, you know, doesn't mean anything, but these guys behind me mean the world to me. The credit goes to them.
You all talked about this being a brotherhood. How did this tight-knit group come together in order to try to win this championship?
Yeah, I know a lot of people say like brotherhood on other teams, but we're all about it, and that's what we truly are, a brotherhood on and off the court, and I think that really led to our success.
Thanks so much, Pace. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tiffany. Terrific job today. There they are. The Gannon Golden Knights are national champions of the men's Division II here in Indianapolis. Back to Indy after this. That trophy's going to make its way back to Erie, Pennsylvania. Gannon University, the Golden Knights, national champs. And they're fans that made that long trip. Remember, if you weren't in line at 3:30 in the morning, you don't get on the bus, because it left at 4 and it pulled in here in Indianapolis in time for a bunch of those fans to be here for an enormous win, their very first national championship.
You know, first 5 minutes of that game, you know, Lander came out swinging, and Gannon had no flow. When you don't have flow, you usually need to go to your best player. And when your best player is an All-American and Pace Prosser knocks down a 3, all of a sudden, everything opened up.
Rich Waltz, Mike O'Donnell, Tiffany Blackman was terrific today. Gene Steratore getting a chance. His career started as a 21-year-old official doing games at Gannon as well. This game, this Division II Elite 8 championship game never seems to disappoint. This wasn't a nail-biter with the last-second shot, but the level of coaching, the level of play, I think surprises many people that either tune in or just basketball fans here at the Final Four that came to watch this game.
No question about it. You think about this moment for the Gannon players. Everybody knows the Warner ladder. You can make that climb. You get a piece of the net. You cut it down. You've got one shining moment playing. This is such a special, special moment for these young men.
And they get their shining moment, right? The music's playing.
That's right. That's right. The basketball is such a high level in Division II. It's the highest it's ever been. You know, you run sets and tempo and offense that you may not see in other places. You may not see at the Division I level. I mean, these players are exceptional athletes and talents, and Gannon earned this. They've been good all season long. Very few stumbles along the road. And think about the fact that just still getting a chance to play in Open, just to play in April, excuse me, is such a special thing.
Pace Prosser really showed off in this one. 28 points, 2 off of his career high. He was a finalist for the Bevo Francis Award. That encompasses all small colleges, D2, D3, NAIA, and all of that. There's the parents of Mackenzie and Lucas Morgan, the 2 Aussies who took a chance in coming to Erie, Pennsylvania, looking for a title. And here they are climbing a ladder and cutting the nets.
A combined 23 points between the 2 of them. How special is this? With mom and dad in the stands flying over from Australia? Come on. If you can't get romantic about college basketball, you don't have a pulse.
And you know, for the Golden Knights, they seem to really have it going. I mean, they took what Nova started in Jim Crutchfield's offense. Jordan Fee brought it to Erie, Pennsylvania. He went on to Lamar. Easton Bozzoli in his 2nd year has just improved on everything.
The system is very important, but the culture that Coach Bozzoli has created is even more important. There's a chemistry and a brotherhood amongst these Gannon players that was on full display this afternoon.
Indianapolis. National championship game tomorrow night for Division I. National championship game for Easton Bozzoli and Gannon today here. And the Golden Knights are champions. For Mike O'Donnell, Tiffany Blackman, Gene Steratore, our entire CBS crew, I'm Rich Waltz saying so long from Indianapolis, where the Golden Knights, Gannon, national champs 2026 Division II basketball. Coming up after the break, CBS Sports Spectacular. At the buzzer, college basketball rewind. It's all coming up.